the next thing we're going to talk about is locking the toolbox. If you have a child or an adult, you really don't want them pushing these buttons and getting into the toolbox. And remember, there's a couple ways they can do that. They can touch here or they can touch here. And either one will get them in trouble. So we're going to learn how to lock the toolbox so they can't touch these buttons. Now there's one thing you have to know though, and it'll warn you about this, but you need to make sure you take a USB jump drive and create overrides, that word's going to give me trouble now. You need to create an override key from this USB stick that will unlock your device. It's really a neat thing. So the first thing, let's just look at how you do that. You touch this button here, I always call it the toolbox key. Then you go to the toolbox again, and then you go to the one that says maintenance menu. And up here, the very first thing says, my eyesight's going to, system lock settings. And here's where this one, once you say on, this one is where you can lock this button, and this one is where you can lock this button, and this one does the help menu, and this one does the pull down menu you touch over here. So there's your different things that you can lock. That's everything you can lock. Now if you try to do this and you haven't made one of these jump drives and you say okay, you could be locked out where you can't get back to the settings that you need to get into the device. You'd have to find another alternative way. You'd have to probably email PRC or somebody and get another device and create an override. So let's see how you create an override. So right here, this is the first thing that says create a system lock override, and that's really what you should have done very first when you first got in here. Don't worry about turning any of this on or messing with any of this. Just right when you got here, when you first came in, let's start by creating a system lock override. Now it's easiest for me not to mess with my camera, so I'm going to show you on the side, right here on the side is a spot where you stick your jump drive in. So right after you touch the button that says create a system lock override, then you have to actually slide right in the back. It's a little hard to find, but once you find it you'll be alright. So if you're looking at it's the left hand side from the front, you slide in your jump drive and you'll hear that little ding, and it says system lock override successfully created. So you say okay, and now because you've created this system lock override, because you created that little jump drive that became your safety net to get back into this. So this little devil here is now important. Maybe make more than one. So now I can feel comfortable going in here and telling my system lock to turn on, and I can disable this key, locked. I can disable this key, and I can disable this key, and I can disable the pull down menu. Now I can say okay, and look, it's warning me again. Have you created this system lock? Because if you haven't, you're going to be in trouble. Do it now. We're going to say yes, I have. So it really does a nice job of warning you so you shouldn't get in trouble. Let's see, I said yes. Oh no, I don't want to make one, I already did. So it was letting me make one. So now you get all the way out, and now you have a child or an adult who cannot get into these things, and now they can talk and share their device and use it. So now if you want to get in there, you're going to take this jump drive and you're going to stick it in. Now it becomes a key, like a key that unlocks your toolbox. Like I said, it takes a little juggling to get that in there. And once you put it in there, you make a little ding, and I always just touch this one. And then I get right into my toolbox, go right to my maintenance menu, my system lock, and now I can turn this off. And I can disable these two things if I want to also. So now I can enable this, this, and this. And if you remember, if you want to do this another way, you could just set a password. But I think the best way to do it is to actually use that USB stick. Now, it really does make for nice, because when you're working with a kid, they're locked out of making changes. You walk over to it, stick your jump drive in, touch your tools, go in there and manipulate the device. Alright, that's how you make a jump drive into a key that overrides your lock, and that's how you lock your system. I hope that works for you.